Well, you guys, it's been a minute since we've talked about the sniffer, aka Brad Sniffington. And before we get into this, for those of you who don't know, Brad Sniffington is the wannabe alpha who has the same exact tattoo as Wes Watson that says self-made, which is a beautiful little touch coming from somebody who still lives with his mommy. Nothing screams self-made like having your idol's tattoo copied onto your dome piece while going back home to mommy's house. But as I was saying, a lot has happened since we last talked about the sniffer. For one, he blocked me. He blocked me on Instagram so I couldn't see his stuff, but I have my ways. But more importantly, the Tates were arrested. And how could we forget his idol, Wes Watson, is also arrested as well in the same jail. But the sniffer seems to have gone into an absolute spiral because, of course, his idol is locked up and he has no man in his life, sadly and tragically. So like I always say, he's one of these guys, he's like, I don't want to call him fatherless, even though that is the case here, but I just call this fatherless behavior, right? When guys like this don't have a masculine role model in their lives and they start looking up to men like Andrew Tate and then paying them to teach them how to be men. So that is the situation that's going on here. And so it's even more pathetic. It's just so sad, you know? I'm not saying like fatherless behavior as a dig. I'm saying that's exactly what this is. Men say all the time that women doing OnlyFans is fatherless behavior, and I agree with that. It absolutely is. But this, like I always say, this is the equivalent of that. Guys who walk around acting like Andrew Tate, looking up to Wes Watson, paying these men, these wannabe alphas, to teach them how to be men, that just shows me that you don't have an actual masculine role model in your life, like a father, grandfather, something like that, to teach you morals, ethics, or to put you on some sort of path. These goofy clowns look up to these guys because they have no direction, no purpose, and just nothing going on in life. So anyways, he was so distraught about Andrew Tate going to jail that he posted this on his Instagram. It says, "The Matrix coming after Tate again for speaking the truth, but when it comes to the Epstein files, suddenly nobody has anything to say. Let that sink in." I don't know where he's been, but I'm pretty sure people have not stopped talking about the Epstein files. It's not our fault that the government is choosing to do nothing about this. That's more of a Trump problem. Take that up with him. It's as if he thinks that we can't focus on more than one thing at a time. And the funniest part is that he's only posting this because Wes recently went on that coked out rant on YouTube about the Tates being pussy and complaining on X. Otherwise, he wouldn't be saying any of this. Everything Wes does, obviously, as we've proven, he copies. Whether it's tattoos, whether it's statements, whatever Wes does, you can be sure that the sniffer is going to do the same. But anyways, let's get into this absolute torture that Brad suffered. I don't even know how he survived this, but apparently he got a really bad sunburn, which led him to going to the hospital for a sunburn. And then he wants to claim that men are gay for putting on sunscreen, that putting on sunscreen in 2026 is gay. It's just wild. What's more gay to me is actually going to the hospital for a sunburn because your dumbass forgot to put on sunscreen. But apparently to the sniffer, it's gay.
Men needs to start acting like men again. I got a badass sunburn on my fucking neck, full of blisters, and I look a little bit bloated right now. I went to the hospital, and the doctor asked me, he said, "Brad, do you wear sunscreen?" And I looked at him, and I said, "No." Like, you motherfuckers following the rules? Wearing sunscreen is 2026? What are you, fucking gay? "Oh, I'm gonna wear my sunscreen. I'm gonna apply my sunscreen on my arms. I'm gonna apply my sunscreen." Might as well apply on your fucking cock as well. Like, wearing sunscreen in 2026? Oh, man. Men needs to start acting like men again.
But anyways, he goes on to roast the haters that are coming after him for his past. So he's just basically making this video to be like, yeah, you guys want to bring up my past when I was cool, when I used to go to parties and hook up with bitches. You guys want to bring that up? And it's like, no, nobody actually believes that you did any of that. But of course, he's going to make a video saying that he hates to break your bubble, but that's the old Brad Skiffington, which by the way, actually sounds a lot cooler than this Brad Skiffington.
So you guys want to bring up my past. Well, that only tells me two things. One, how far it came. Because a lot of you guys are still stuck in that version of Brad Skiffington, of the guy that used to go out drinking, the guy used to party, the guy used to vape, the guy that used to hook up with women. But I'm sorry to break your bubble. That version of Brad Skiffington, long gone. And second, it shows me that you will not be my future.
You really don't need me to tell you that's some bullshit. All you need to do is take one look at this man's full-size kitty bed and you can see it. This is the driest looking bed I've ever seen in my life. I mean, I'll give him credit. At least the guy makes his bed. Those corners are crisp as hell, but Jesus Christ. You cannot convince me that that bed has even seen a fully clothed woman sit on the edge of it. That comforter has experienced nothing but sleep. Okay, so he's really been like pumping out the content lately. He started editing his videos a little bit differently. You know the formula, like using stock photos and dramatic music to overlay whatever he's saying, like Lamborghinis, guys working out, watches, whatever. Basically like footage that he's grabbed from other people's videos. That's all you have to do apparently, and suddenly you're a motivational guru. But of course, per usual, while this is playing, he doesn't do anything else but call people pussies, losers, broke, weak, fat, whatever. It's all the same shit with this guy. He's a one-trick pony, but he's doing all of this, saying all of this shit. Meanwhile, the guy still lives with his mommy and has a kitty bed with like a plaid, like dry ass comforter. But my whole point in this is like, if you're going to be calling people broke and losers, why are you using stock footage? Why don't you use pictures and videos of your own Lambos, your own Rolls Royces, your own Rolexes, your own private jets? Why are you using stock footage? I mean, you're saying like you're making all this money, you're living this lavish, rich life. Why are you using footage from other people's videos?
So ask God for things if you're not willing to put in work. So ask God for things if you're not willing to sacrifice, take risks. I took risk into my online fitness coaching business. Did I need the money? Absolutely. But I needed to take the risk. You know why? Because my future is waiting for me. I took the risk. I didn't know what I was going to do the next step. But you people are such a bunch of pussies that you don't want to take no risk in life. What do you have to lose to getting this best shape of your life? What do you have to lose to start a business? What do you have to lose to do what you want to do with your life? So you rather listen to a boss, employee that done the risk of what you want to do with your life, but you're such a little bitch that you don't want to take the risk of what that person done because, oh, I'm going to fail. Who gives a fuck if you fail? What if you do fail? But what if you succeed?
Lil Bro needs to invest in some speech therapy. That's all I gotta say. Like, not making fun of him, but please, like, what do you gotta lose, Brad? What do you gotta lose? And by take the risk, he means like giving him money, which is so pathetic if you think about it. Like, you literally had to pay a man to mentor you and you're still broke. You're still getting like 4 likes on each video. You're still living with your mommy. So truly, what did you get out of that? You got scammed, Brad. You got scammed. So apparently those videos, those little ad videos are not working. And now he's getting mad at people. He's getting mad that people aren't forking over their money to him, even though like, why would we? Why would anybody give this guy money when he doesn't even have the results to show for it? Like, he's saying that people need to start getting results, but dude, just because you have a 6-pack doesn't mean you're making money.
Most of you guys do not want it. You just don't. Most of you guys don't want it. You say you want to be in the best of your life, but when it comes down to it, you won't want to invest into someone that got the results that you're wanting. For me, for example, I invest thousands and thousands into people to get the results in business that they are getting, but people are afraid to take risk. You will never get nowhere in life if you do not take a risk, brother.
Bragging about spending thousands and thousands to teach you how to get fit or do business or whatever is crazy. I would expect you to have like some booming business by now, but bro's doing that. Like, this is his business. Making these goofy ass videos for Instagram is his business. That's all he's doing. So let that sink in. He literally had to pay somebody thousands of dollars to tell him to make these stupid ass videos and motivate people. And he's still not getting clients. Okay, so I think people must have said like, dude, what are you doing? You're not successful. You live with your mommy. You're broke. And so now he's moving the goalpost, saying that if you're fat, you're still not successful. So I think he's saying like, oh, you can have all the money in the world, but because you're fat, you're still not successful. So pay him to teach you how to get in shape.
I don't give a fuck how much money you got. I don't give a fuck what you got, financial-wise. If you're fat, you're not successful. Because people are chasing the word success is not knowing what that means. It means financially, overall, but it also means physically. Because if you're fat, and if you cannot see your fucking dick, you're not successful. People wear designer clothes, but yet they're 300 pounds. You can see the fucking outline of their tits. But I can put on a Walmart t-shirt, and motherfuckers will not know the difference. The difference is, being in shape changes how people respect you. If you're not in shape as a man, you're not a man, bro. You're a bitch.
Being successful means financially, but also physically. fizzly, you guys. So here he is saying that if he saw his mom, gain a little bit of weight, he would check her and tell her that, she's fat and she needs to get in shape. And I just have to ask all the women, imagine giving birth to this little shithead, this little turd nugget, and you suddenly, gain a couple pounds, and then you have this asshole who's living off you, still living in his childhood bedroom, checking your ass, telling you need to get in shape after supporting this little shithead his entire life, spoiling the shit out of him, letting him live under your roof till well into his 20s. The little bastard then has the audacity to start policing your macros. I can't.
If I see any of my family members that are out of shape, I'll check them and tell them they're out of shape, they're fat, get in the gym. And people think that's a bad thing to say. Well, actually it's not, because it shows that you care about it. It shows that you care about the individual so much that you want them to take care of themselves. So I see my mom not tracking her food. I was saying, Mom, why aren't you tracking food? I keep her in check. The transformation she had over a year and a half is absolutely nuts. Crazy. Amazing. But take care of your people.
Could you imagine birthing this shithead and allowing him to live in your house at 20-something years old, and he's telling you to check your macros? Get a job. How about that? Get a job and stop posting these bullshit-ass videos on the internet. This is goofy, sir. So, of course, this wouldn't be a Brad Skiffington video without him saying that fat people are disgusting, fat people this, fat people that.
And yes, I'll stand on that too. 10 toes down, bitch. Because people that are out of shape and they can't help that, they're not sick, nothing, they're disgusting. Because imagine having a son and his father is fat. Imagine having a daughter and her father is fat. Would you feel bad about yourself? Go over to the Middle East, go over to Japan, go to Morocco, go to all these beautiful places. You don't really see a fat person. Being fat is a fucking sin. Being fat is disgusting. Why are you like that? Wake up every single morning, strip naked, look yourself in the fucking mirror, and you can't see your fucking dick because you're so fucking fat? Disgusting, bro.
I think he thinks that there are no fat people in Morocco and other countries, because he's saying, imagine going to Morocco, there are no fat people there. And it's just what are you talking about? Of course there are fat people there. I don't know what he thinks. And he also says that being fat is a sin. That tattoo on your head is a sin. So I think there must have been people trolling him in his comments, because then he goes on a rant about how if you got haters, man, you're doing better. Which I don't know what he means by that. Better than what? By what measure? I don't get it. But let's hear him rant about haters.
Haters, if you got haters, man, you're doing better. Because somebody that's doing better than you will not just be in the comments, typing a fucking paragraph just to grow your fucking video, These people that just hate, they think they're getting something out of that. They don't get nothing out of that. In reality, I'm getting more out of that than you are. Because my video is growing. Yes, you may get 1 or 2 likes, but liking your comment is just making my video more popular. So who's winning in reality, What it is, man, it is what it is. Haters just loves you, bro. Haters just love you. If you got haters, listen, you're not doing bad in life. You got haters.
He's saying that haters are making his video more popular. Which one? Because this one only has 4 likes. And he's making fun of people that have 2 likes on their videos. Bro, so do you. What are you talking about? And here he is. He goes on to say that he won't even talk to fat people, which is dude, aren't you a fitness coach? Isn't that your job, to get people in shape? That's your whole clientele. What do you mean?
Man, that video I posted up a couple days ago. But fat people are disgusting. It's crazy that the internet goes crazy over a topic that is true, but they would not go crazy over a topic that people are normalizing, drinking alcohol, watching porn, partying, hooking up women, masturbating. They would not, because the world are normalizing these things. But let me tell you something. I would never do business with a fat person. I would never be friends with a fat person. I would never talk to a fat person with respect, because they're disgusting. Because if you think you're a man of God and you're fat and you watch this porn, you masturbate, yeah, I'm talking to you. You masturbate, or you hook up with women, or you're going to partying every weekend, you're not a man of God. And do not think you're going to repent, because you're not going to.
Don't even think you're going to repent, because you're not going to repent. You masturbate? Huh? You masturbate?
You masturbate? Yeah, I'm talking to you. You masturbate?
Dude, and it's saying people are normalizing corn, and I agree in a sense that people definitely overconsume it, but to say that people don't freak out over corn, if that were true, then you wouldn't have to say corn. You would just be able to say and not get demonetized. So clearly it's not okay. Otherwise, why are you saying corn? Huh? Anyways, you guys, this guy, he's definitely one of the goofiest ones. He's definitely like the biggest clown in the AMU. I just can't, dude. And the fact that he's like dead serious, or like he's trying to be serious and thinks like this is cool or something, it's so awful, dude. And now he's doing the same thing as everybody else, like doing these AI slop videos, just like Andrew Tate, like these AI photos with this guy saying, "You never come out anymore." Apparently he was like some big playboy partier back in the day in Newfoundland. And then it says people change when they stop seeing results. What? I'm so confused. Anyways, you guys, goofy as fuck. Brad, unblock me. I'm gonna see your shit anyways. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you want to subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Take care.